Hello everyone, here's Jerry, your favorite Polish Madlet. So today we are doing some bomb giveaway to our players as followed in this tutorial. So we will simply give the bomb to the player based on their team. The bomb, so here can be thrown on the floor, can be picked up as normal weapon. We can use go to the enemy team, of course. Here I will demonstrate. You can kill the player with the bomb, of course, and when you kill the player, the bomb is thrown at the floor. You can pick it up as a city, and the bomb at the end of the round will be removed as the weapons. So in here, and it will be re-given to a random player in the team, but each team we have only one player, so this is why we only give it to one player. So yeah, this is pretty much it what we gonna do this episode, so have a good episode. Yeah, okay, so let's go with the tutorial of today. Yeah. So let's start by changing some things in the player weapons. Why? Because we want to fix it one for all. So in order to fix it, let's go to the onDef function at the bottom of it, and let's change the second part of it in here, and let's replace the state references simply to the references of weapons that we have now in our inventory on us. So simply change by secondary and primary in here. And the upper part where we die, we will simply replace it, because now what we want is pretty much just simply use this state. Because this state will do its all the path through our network in order to make sure everything works finally. So let's just set the state weapon index to 0 in order to not have any problems when we die of null referencing. So now let's go to the top and let's go to the init. In the init we have not initialized correctly our functions. So what we will add here in order to initialize correctly our state, more likely, we will simply go through every index, and if we encounter an default value, so 0, we will simply change it to -1. Why? Because otherwise the system will consider that we have a knife on this spot, and this is not a null reference for us. So we need to change it, and we will change it only if we are, of course, the owner of this entity, and of course after we have added the weapons, in which of course we already changed this index in this array on this state, and of course we set the weapon index to 1 in order to spawn with the Glock. So now what we gonna do? We gonna head to the player callback. In the player callback we have a little error in the reset round. It's not really an error, we just simply forgot about the case where we are alive and we want to reset the simply do a reset round on the player. So in order to make it happen, we're gonna simply do a player.onDef state is dead. So this way we are sure that it's the correct thing, and it will always trigger this part, which will simply refill its weapons. So yeah, it's all for this part. Yeah. Okay. And let's check if I forgot something. Yeah, of course I forgot something. We're gonna go to the player controller in here, and we're gonna change the wheel, because the wheel decides of what weapon we have at first. So this means that if the wheel equals to 0, we'll have the knife. if the weapon equals to 1, we will have the secondary weapon. Pretty simple, pretty simple. So it's pretty much it, what we want for the fixes. So now let's add simply the good things, the bomb. Let's add the bomb to the game, and in order to add the bomb to the game, let's create a new script in here in our weapon, and let's name it bomb. Yay, bomb like that. Okay, so as soon as Unity stopped compiling everything, we will do a script that will resemble pretty much to the script of knife. The only difference will be that it will be the bomb, and that we will change it in the future. So for now, we will leave it as this. So in here we will simply have the the reference of the game controller. We will initialize, of course, the weapon. We will have to hide the interface to be sure that we are on the bomb and it's not having anything, and we do nothing on the fire because we don't want anything to be done in here. So now let's head just simply to the knife, and let's add this little statement, player motor.entity.hasControl, in order to be sure to hide only on the player that have control over the entity. That's it. So now let's go to the weapon drop token, and let's add here the bomb reference in order to be sure that we have everything that we need in order to create prefabs for a bomb. So let's here create an empty game object. Let's name it bomb like so, and now let me just have a reference for this thing in my Unity. So yeah, so in here we're gonna just paste this script, and in here, in addition, we're gonna head to our polygonal modern weapon assets in our store assets, and we're gonna select a model for our bomb. So in order to be sure that the bomb resembles to something, let's simply place it at 0, 0, and in order to see it, let's head to our weapons in our thing here. Let's take the AK and let's copy simply the position of the AK on the thing, like here. Pass the values, very good. So now we are sure that everything is good for that. Let's just make sure that the prefab is not activated like the other weapons, so this way we are sure that we are initializing it correctly, of course. And in here, let's go to the bomb drop. So remove the bomb component and let's head to the drops. I will head to it on my other window, and let's add the bolt entity like here, assign to this physics state, assign here the network rigid body to be sure that it's attached, assign the rigid body that the network rigid body needs. Let's make it continuous detection in here, and let's add the drop, the weapon drop script in here. Let's add the box collider in here in order to collide with things. Let's make it resemble something's good. Yeah, 0.3, and let's just simply move it to the correct spot, and let's add a sphere collider in trigger like so, in order to be sure that the weapon drop thing is working correctly. Let's add the renderer in here to be sure that everything works finely, and we are good. We are good. So now let's add the bomb to our weapons, and let's add the drop to the bomb drop to the drops. Okay, like so. So we are not finished yet. We need to create a new equipment weapon and name it bomb in here, and assign its ID, its name, its stats. So like here, like so, and yeah, I'm pretty sure that everything's good here. We just need to assign, oh no, we just need to assign the drop bomb to here, and in the weapons we need to assign to the bomb the correct weapon state. And oh, what we can do is simply go to the bomb and assign its own render in here to be sure that everything is okay. And of course here change the layer of the visual to weapons in order to be sure that it's go over the map. Yeah. So don't forget to assign here the drop tag. So yeah, we are good now. Let me check where we are at. So we created the prefabs. Let's compile. Oh, come on. Let's compile our project in order to be sure that everything is correctly registered at its place with the prefabs. And yeah, now let's go to our script in Bolt, and inside here let's go to the game controller and let's go to the function update game state. Why we go in here? Because at the end of each round we will need to remove the bomb from the players to be sure that the bomb is no more on any player. So in order to do that we will need to do a function that will have a bomb that will indicate to us if a player have a bomb, and of course a function that will remove it. And in order to add it one more time, after the remove of the loots from the ground, of the drops, of course, we will try to find a player that is from the TT team and that will receive the bomb, like here. Pretty simple. So yeah, it's mainly random, so you can copy my function. It's really nice to do it this way. It's the simplest way. And now we will need to go to the player weapon, because now we have added the bomb to the game. We need things to happen. And we will need to change the drop function, we will need to change the overall of some thinking of the adding of the weapon, and etc. So let's simply go in here and let's check where we are here. So here we will have this little function hasBomb that will check if we have a null reference in the fourth place of the list of weapons. Pretty simple. And let's simply get a function that will be our remove weapon function, and this function we will just simply add it at after the remove weapon, like so. And it will be pretty simple. We will do the same what we do as we remove a weapon, but here just for the bomb. So this way we are sure that everything's happened correctly. So yeah, when we remove the weapon, we will simply remove its game object from the references, and of course its reference, and of course we will calculate a new index for the weapon, like so. Very simple, very simple. So now what we need, let's first do the add of the weapon. So let's go to the can add function. It's the simplest. Now, as a counter-terrorist, we will check each time for every player. We will check if we can add, of course, the weapon to our arsenal, and if we are the counter-terrorist, we will check if we are the team of the case of the bomb. If, of course, we are counter-terrorist, we will simply say that no, we can't add this particular weapon to our inventory. So yeah, that's it for this part. So let's go to the add event weapon. In here, it will be pretty simple. As soon as we go here, we will do the add event weapon, and it will just simply do the same, but for the third index. Simple as that. And in order to be sure that it's the bomb that we are on, knowing that the bomb is at the last index, we are sure that if we are simply under the secondary end index, we are sure that it's a secondary. If we are over it, we are the bomb or the weapons, primary weapons. But if we are at the index of the bomb, of course, we are the bomb. So yeah, this is the way I made it here. We made it. So let's go to the add weapon here, and let's simply add what we did in here. So in order to be sure that everything works, we do the same. So here we will do the same as in here, but here we don't assign any primary or secondary variable, because we don't need it, simply because we are not having any need of it. So here in the else if, we do the same as in the add event function. And now I'm pretty sure that we are good. In the add weapon event in here, we will simply need here to have another reference for the bomb in here, to be sure that we are not adding it through another function on the not on the good spot. So yeah, we'll do something like this in order to be sure. Let me check now. So now, as a player that have the bomb, we want to drop it. So we will assume that a player have the bomb instantly, and simply when we arrive at this spot, so that the player have the bomb, we will simply just say, okay, so go to the drop weapon function in here, and here what we're gonna do, we will just simply add a little statement at the end that will check if we have the bomb in here, and if we have the bomb, simply we will throw it. Simple as that. And here we can add a little statement, of course, where we can check if of course the to remove is equal to dot knife, like so. Of course, because we don't want to throw it if it's the knife. But normally we can't do this because the knife don't have a drop, and of course the knife can't. We don't execute drop current if we are on the knife index. So yeah, pretty simple. Yeah. So I'm pretty happy with that. Let me check if we don't forget anything. On dev can add weapon, add drop. Yeah. So we have everything that we need. Now the last step that we needed to go on is simply go to the prefabs of our classes, take every prefab of our player, go to the weapon here, weapon prefabs, and in here, in here let's just make sure that the secondary is the Glock and the primary is the weapon, is the non-weapon. Sorry for that, last time it was just drunk, I don't know. I don't know what I did. We will go to our weapons, and here we will simply add its prefab, like so, just by dragging, dropping it on the name of the variable in here, and you can see that all our references are good. To be sure that everything works, we can recompile our project, and now what we can do is pretty simple. We can just build the game and see if everything works correctly. So as soon as we spawn in here, you can see that we have players, and one of them have the bomb. So in here you can see that if I scroll through our weapons, that only one player have it. So I will go check to the player on the opposite team, and we will kill the two of them here. Sorry, I'm lagging because internet, you know, because it's going through a little instance of internet. You can see that people have died. That now if we shoot and we respawn, now you can see that the weapon have been its weapon thing has been restored. Here you can see that the bomb have been given to the same player here, but it could be another one, whatever, you know. And yeah, it's pretty much it that we did this episode. Nothing more. If you want, it's pretty much it. You can see that the interface at the top is sometimes bugged because the order of execution when you have a big ping is not respected. So this is why it's mainly causing this problem of not updating correctly on every player, but it's not very important. We can correct it very simply. So yeah, thank you for watching this episode. You can see that the if we kill our ally here, he will drop the bomb, but the bomb has gotten through the wall. Sorry. Yeah, and this is pretty much it. You can see there is no error on the console, so this means that the drop has been correctly done. It's just gone through the floor. Yeah. So yeah, thank you for watching. Have a nice day. It was very painful for me to do this episode. As you can maybe see hear by my voice, I'm some distraught at this point, but it's working correctly. You don't worry, I didn't scam you here. So yeah, if you want to join me on my perfect routine challenge, don't hesitate. You can come. If you want to see more of our video, please subscribe, because we are doing often videos. And yeah, check our social media and etc. I will not hold you anymore. Have a nice day. Remember to code every day, and see you next time. Vandalhalla? What's that? It's a game in development by Sandstorm game studio, a young indie game studio which want to start their journey with an online fast FPS game. Vandalhalla will be fast-paced and easy to learn how to master a game. In this game, your equipment will be based on 4 weapons or skills. chosen freely. We call them abilities. They compose your loadout. From rocket launchers to grapplings, including toy guns filled with holy water, your choice is vast. Choices you will make will influence drastically your playstyle. In fact, our game balance is based on an ancient game that is 1000 years old, the famous rock, paper, scissors. Basically, when you are fighting, there will be situations in which you will have facilities to kill some loadout, but your opponents plays the same game as you and they could have bonus damage against you as well. Right now you have 40 different abilities in order to create chaos in your game. Among these 90,000 combinations, I'm sure you will find the one you like. You will be also equipped with a gravity gun, which will allow you to move around the entire map without any difficulty. Your choice of loadout will also change the behavior of your gravity gun. So now, if you want to be the horse and the horseman, you can. But if you prefer to be Neo from Matrix, with a jetpack it's possible. To have fun with all these features, nothing could be simpler than a huge city in which zones will be designated to organize a zone capture game and at the same time a team deathmatch. Go ahead and vandalize this city, after all you're participating to Vandalhalla, the Vandals Paradise! If you want to help us and see the project evolve and get released, follow us on YouTube, Instagram and Twitter.